You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1386 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, January 29th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Today, the Taylor Swift Super Bowl era has officially begun in the United States.
Swifty Bowl.
Made
man.
it.
Yeah.
Her first Super Bowl.
How's it feel?
It's great.
It feels good. I got to tell you, well, I laughed out loud when you, in the text thread, you said, I hope Goodell just gives her the trophy if the Chiefs win. And like,
I do.
I mean, she's earned it,
Pat.
The concept of it is just so delightful. The idea.
I mean, she's their star. She's the NFL's new star. It is her Super Bowl era. The Chiefs are in officially. Lions pummeling the Niners as we tape. We've also got some other funny, good news to talk about. Probably some bad ones as well. All four hosts today. Boys, how we feeling? How we doing after the weekend? Feeling good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Fired up? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, let's go. I saw depressing
For the show.
parlay.
Yeah.
Pat's depressing parlay depressed me right before the show.
Oh, it's like a 14-legger, hit
right.
everything, but that goddamn fucking piece of shit Gus Edwards on the Ravens couldn't even run 40
That's
yards.
right.
What'd you call him?
$50 to win 3,500.
Sus Edwards?
Oh,
Yeah, Sus Edwards.
God.
Also, we're going to talk about this more on Let's Go, okay?
Oh.
Our sports podcast will be out tomorrow if you're behind the paywall on Patreon. But we are going to talk about how it's going to be tough tonight for Travis Kelce to go home to T-Swift after bullying the Ravens kicker pregame, okay? Because that's not in her brand. It's pretty interesting that Travis Kelce he's bullying a man publicly.
True. But
then Taylor Swift's brand's so clean. It's going to be interesting to see what
He's on the gridiron, Pat. He's a different man when he's on the gridiron.
Right. It also
doesn't she bully every ex-boyfriend in her music?
No, but they bullied her first,
Oh, okay.
so you don't understand.
Got it.
when you become the all-time playoffs reception leader, immediately after that, it totally wipes out whatever you did before the game. You could have done anything.
That's true. He had 100 yards
Likes
in
it.
the first.
She likes
half.
that he bullies that little weenie kicker, though. I bet
True.
it turns her on.
She does actually, but it's just
She's
so.
the ultimate mean girl.
Turns me on.
Swifties hate to hear it. But Taylor Swift is the #1 mean girl in the United States of America.
And then, did anyone see and then we'll get on. Did anyone see the AI Taylor nudes? I didn't see them.
No.
Oh yeah, I was scrolling when they came out. I mean, it was gross. I mean, it was like, it was in poor taste or whatever. It was a meme account making like a gang bang Chiefs themed porno pictures of Taylor Swift.
Look, I'm gonna keep bashing on her. I'm not saying a lot of people would want to see my nudes, but I certainly wouldn't want to see Taylor Swift's real nudes. Don't care.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think
You
she's
don't think she's
attractive.
attractive at all?
No,
There
not
is
at
a
all.
real nude
Doesn't
out
do it
there
for
with
me.
a previous. There's a couple real nudes out there. I'll send them to you.
Yes, please do.
I'm okay. You can pass on me.
You can
I'll
send it
look
right to me.
I'll look at attractive women naked.
She looks exactly like you'd think she would. She's
Yeah.
She's tall,
to see.
thin, nice looking person.
Sure.
She ain't no Sydney Sweeney, that's for sure.
No.
Wow, come on.
She's not.
That meme,
That's
heard,
unfair, Pat.
her on Hot Ones staring longingly. I mean, it's just taken over. I think my feed at one point was just like 20 of those in a row.
Oh yeah, my favorite was someone posted a picture of their toddler staring at the screen like, my kid will not settle down for anything. He's severely ADHD, and there's Sydney Sweeney on screen. The kid was just locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that'll solve ADHD.
The house of milk.
That'll fix learning disorders.
Yeah. She
That body. Yeah.
Pat, live comment, James England, thanks at Pat Cassidy. Emma and I want to say thank you so much for the merch. She damn near cried when she opened up the package. You are a real one, Pat. Wes, thank you. HAGFD.
Yeah, no problem. Just hooked a listener up with merch. No big deal. He just happened to catch me on the for his lady's daughter. Happened to catch me on the exact weekend I was literally going to go through this Texas Chainsaw Massacre storage unit. So I'm not. It looks better than I really am, to be honest with you.
Power of the Hardo Hive.
Midwest listener
You're
James
welcome.
England.
Mm.
You're welcome, James.
Yeah, it was really all Wes. Wes, you're taking credit for it in the end.
Yeah, I was the
You were the conduit. You were
go
the
through.
go-between.
Yeah. Never would have happened without me, quite frankly.
Wow.
Go first. Come on.
I'll go first. Fuck it. All right. I got a new segment for you today. I'm calling it 3 Easy Pieces. All right. Totally original. And that's the right number. This is going to blow 8-minute abs out of the water. 7-minute abs.
Yeah.
Waiting for this one.
Revolutionary.
What if someone did 6-minute abs?
No,
bro?
no. That's crazy.
You can't get a good workout in 6 minutes.
That's crazy. First piece. Asshole loser protesters tried to ruin another priceless piece of art. Not that I care. Art. Gross, you know. But this time it was the big one. The Mona Lisa.
Ooh,
Which
that
is actually a little one.
It's not that big. Yeah, it's like
It's tiny.
What's the size of it?
It's like an 8 by
It's
10.
like painting size.
No, it's not that
10.
small, is it? It's
It's like an 8 by 10, bro.
that's so
It's so small, bro. It's like a headshot.
Eric,
It's
can
like
you
a
look at
thing.
that up for us?
that'd be incredible if it's 8 by 10.
Watch
It's not 8 by 10.
You gotta get a
stupid
telescope
small.
from
You can
across
put it
the room.
on your coffee table.
Oh, here's
2X it, maybe.
Here's some perspective.
Tops.
Here it is. Here it is. Pretty small.
That's a 16 by 20.
It's the size of half a protester.
That's bigger.
I'll translate it
protesters.
in French. They're saying, I have hairy armpits. I'm imbecile.
On est riposte alimentaire!
Very hairy vaginas.
Why are they? What is that? Oh, they don't want.
They're blocking them from people.
That is the most European shit for like when shit pops off like inside a museum and people just with like blinders run up. It's
Yeah, they put like if you couldn't see it at home, if you're just listening, they put like little drapes over
Like an event divider.
Yeah.
Like an
Right.
event room divider.
like no one could see what happened. What they
Like
did was
they
like,
knew it
it's
was
a
coming.
movie set. Yeah.
well, they should start frisking these people, you know, before they go in these priceless art museums. They took soup and threw it on the Mona Lisa. They were environmental protesters. I don't know what art does to the environment. I guess maybe the electric bill is super high in art museums because they have to keep the lights on so you can see the shitty art. Shouldn't they be
You're one of the-
protesting like plastic plants?
Mark, you're one of the smartest guys I know, but you just can't connect on the protesting for some reason.
No,
You-
I can't connect.
They're just doing it to
on the
make a
protesting.
splash. That's it. They just want the headline.
They don't hate the art, Mark.
He knows.
I'm
don't-
just saying,
I mean,
maybe
I
go,
hope he
maybe
knows.
go to like the plastic.
That's why I
plant.
prefaced it as one of the smartest guys I know. But sometimes
Look, maybe I'm
Well,
doing
to his
shtick,
point-
maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not the most effective
He knows.
protest.
What I'm
They
not
should
doing is
go-
going to an art museum and throwing soup on the Mona Lisa.
right. They should go after something that's like directly in the vein
wish
of
you
what they're
would.
protesting.
Exactly. Will.
Producer,
That's what I'm
producer Eric, 30 inches by 21 inches. That's the dimensions of the Mona Lisa.
saying. Whoa, that's a big girl.
I mean,
life size.
for perspective though, like look at the other paintings in the room. Where are they?
Small for
When
for
they
art.
scan around, look at
Yeah.
these real size paintings, like right here.
I mean, that's a pretty
Look at
normal
that.
size for a portrait painting, I feel like.
16th century.
Would you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. From my
Okay.
experience walking through countless
Lifelike.
museums.
Anyways, that group's called the Riposte Alimentaire, which means food counterattack. And they bragged about their recent act on Twitter. They also did absolutely nothing because the Mona Lisa is behind protective glass. So they just made some asshole wipe up soup off of the protective glass.
Yeah, that's all they do every time.
That's why I love this though. Although it's run its course, because look, we are on a collision course for of death with the climate.
just-
That will,
Yeah, but they're
Will
just
not-
gluing their hands to plastic.
I guess
I
maybe-
know. Well, but look,
It's
we
like-
can't. The human condition is to like once you get the money, then you pretend you forgot what it was like to not have the money, right? So you know, will we fix climate change before we die? Probably not. But should someone try to bring
I'm
our
with
attention
you-
to it
I'm
regularly?
with you on the
Probably.
environment. I think it's a huge issue, but maybe
Look, I mean, like-
maybe go film some turtles that got
But
strangled. to
then
death by-
protest pollution,
plastic.
dude. Nobody's polluting inside
Right.
the Mona Lisa gallery. Go
No.
protest a giant smokestack.
But no one will care.
They're like
That's
preaching to the choir. Every asshole that went to go see the Mona Lisa agrees with
right?
What are they doing? Second,
Does advertising
bunch of
work? It just
people-
did.
Who like donate a shitload
Yeah.
of money to the causes like they're funded by probably
makes
to
no
go
sense.
to the art gallery.
Yeah. Anyways,
It worked.
second piece in the 3 pieces is Tyra Banks getting accosted by furries at the Knicks-Nets NBA game in New York last week. That was hilarious. She was sitting courtside and furries just sat on either side of her. And comedian Kareem Rama documented the whole incident. Here it is.
Gotta be some of the funniest shit I ever seen in my entire life. So I was at the Nets-Knicks game the other night enjoying some chicken fingers when I noticed that these two furries came out and they started hanging out with Tyra Banks. And at first they were vibing and everything was good and everything was happy and they were like chilling together. But then Tyra Banks started getting really weird and like her body language changed. And then I started to realize that maybe she's not in on it and that like somebody's pranking her or something and sent these furries out because she was just looking at them and she was so, look at her face.
Yeah.
And then I thought that maybe she was in on it, but dude, they were there for like 30 minutes. These two furries just sitting next to Tyra Banks all night. She couldn't even join the game. And then they put her
Fuck, so bad.
with the two. After that,
That's
it was
prank,
game over.
right?
She really just stopped talking to them. She was like, I don't like this anymore. And she was just, somebody take these furries away. Look, this guy just ignores her. She tried to
She tried to get like a custodian to get them out of there. He's like, I don't know. The seats are the seats. You know, what are you going to do?
No, I haven't heard Tyra Banks' name in ages before this, so maybe
it could be a
was
publicity for sure. Yeah.
She
It was a
definitely could have
plant.
set that up. Yeah, she definitely could have
Could
set
be.
that up. Yeah.
I mean, I was about to say, right, like,
I think she got,
how
like,
do you get in those seats? Because it's so expensive to sit courtside, but then also those furry costumes, those are high-end costumes. Like, I would believe that those furries could afford courtside seats.
Pat, I think you're onto something. I think similar to carrying a ladder around where you can get in anywhere. I think if you dress up like a mascot or a furry into an event, you can go wherever you want because people are like, they're supposed to be here.
Right.
Yeah. You certainly lot fewer people are asking questions, at least about when like you're walking through a door or something.
Especially if it looks
How
like
long
a
were they
nice
there for?
30 minutes. They did eventually get escorted out by security. Security walked
Was she
them
there
out.
alone though?
Yeah.
Because was she just sitting
Right.
courtside by herself?
I think she bought the tickets for the furries for whatever promotion she's running.
Right.
Okay, but let's say
they
let's
were
say
the
she
seats
didn't.
next to her courtside.
Right.
So like you have to buy those seats. So yeah.
She didn't.
And who was sitting in the seats before then?
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
She went
They didn't
alone
say.
to courtside. I doubt it.
It did look
I've
like
only
they're trying
sat
to cop a
courtside one
feel.
time. Every
Well,
seat is
they
full.
were like all rubbing on
Yeah.
her. I mean, it's
Yeah, they were trying to cop a feel on her.
Yeah.
Think back to any NBA game you've
Gotta
ever
be-
watched. Is courtside like seat filler like stuff? Like you don't have empty courtside seats, right?
No, usually those are. I mean, it's like when we went to the hockey game and we got gifted the ice seats. Those are usually pretty sought after.
I went
But
to I
basketball's
went to a
even-
Bullets game and it was right underneath the hoop, and I had some seats in between me and my cousin who I went with, and he forced me to sit a seat over because he didn't want to sit right next to me because he just didn't because there was empty seats.
Yeah, well, sometimes rich people have better things to do, like
And then he got
coke
hammered and drove home.
parties. Yeah. He didn't want to sit next to you when he drove home hammered.
Yeah, and then he got hammered and drove my
I need-
12-year-old ass home
I
at
need
like
a
100
seat
miles
for
an
my
hour on the
beers.
Beltway.
Traumatizing.
Yeah, he's got
So no,
DUIs.
so we have no idea whether or not it was a plan.
Nah, it'll
but
probably turn out to be a prank later. But she's, everyone's claiming it's funny now. Last piece, number 3, is probably the worst news in this show's history. It turns out the secret ingredient to the absolute craze that is Stanley Cup mania is lead.
Mm-hmm.
Lead.
What?
Lead, guys.
People
Stanley
like the
admitted
flavor
as
of lead?
much. The company put out a statement saying, yeah, we use lead, and you're still going to buy and drink out of our cups, you fucking morons.
Yeah, just don't saw it in half, idiots.
Yeah, that's right, Wes. Apparently the lead is used in the bottom. So like the seal of the bottom. I should have brought in my wife's Stanley Cup. It's used to like seal on the bottom, and it also insulate the drink. And if you crack the bottom, then the lead could touch the liquid. And if you drink liquid lead, you pretty much die. Bad stuff happens.
Oh
So,
wow. It's like eating an exotic fish where any bite
Exactly.
could kill you. Yeah.
Blowfish,
that's right.
yeah.
So don't like slam your Stanley Cups down. And if you damage your Stanley Cup, get a new one. Yeah, there's Eric brought up the picture, or someone brought up the picture. That's where the lead is in the bottom.
That guy's
of the
just fingering the lead and then
so that's what's concerning. I found that picture because I googled does Yeti hometown brand right, or OG of shit that keeps your stuff cold for way too long. Do they have lead in it?
who's got lead?
That photo says yes.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the cups do, but
sounds
Stanley
like a
Cups
lot
is
of these
the most
cups have
popular.
lead.
A lot of them use lead, apparently. I was staring at my wife drinking from her prized 40-ounce citron-colored Stanley Cup while reading about the story, and
She's got the 40.
I completely
40
froze.
ounces.
Yeah, 40 ounces. I completely froze. It was a similar feeling as to when my freshman
Same.
college roommate took out the almost empty popcorn bag I jizzed in out of the communal trash can and ate it. Ate the
Yeah.
semen glazed popcorn. I need to start saying things in these moments.
Yeah, you freeze
Hey,
up.
honey, you're drinking lead. It's a
freeze.
lead. It's a lead milkshake you're drinking.
You're eating my jizz. I mean,
Yeah.
you're drinking lead.
But Mark, I gotta say, I'm glad you said that
Yeah.
because they're doing the second wave of media around Gypsy Rose Blanchard is coming out right now.
Yeah,
And
this new doc.
She was talking about how she wanted to do something to prevent her boyfriend from murdering her mom, but she just couldn't. And I was like, that's bullshit.
Something tells me her new boyfriend's going to die of lead poisoning from her Stanley Cup.
Right. But now I know it's a real thing. It afflicts certain people.
So you're telling me, Mark, that like we have like a lead. We just have like a trend of drinking out of lead cups now. Basically,
We're millimeters away from disaster at any sip. Will.
Wow. Life
And
on the edge.
aren't these? I mean, I know the Stanley Cups are more of like kind of like a girl like trend thing, but Yetis, like construction workers, like those things take a beating, don't they?
Right,
a lot of the time. Yeah.
I think what we're learning is every cup that does serious work in terms of keeping your shit cold has lead that's not exposed to your drink.
Now we know.
And generally safe.
Ideally not
probably.
exposed.
Now
to
we
it.
know.
Ideally, yes.
Not only does Stanley have a great cup, they also have a great website. And today's podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. When Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing band, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms.
Take it on a tour of the World Wide Web. New website.
That's right.
You want to make a worm website? You can do it on your terms.
Oh, your terms. What makes Squarespace so unique and frankly the fucking best in the biz? How about their product, right? They've got Fluid Engine, which is like whatever that graphic design stuff that they started using those PC games after Doom. It's like that. Unreal. They have like Unreal Engine. They got Fluid Engine, a next generation website design system from Squarespace. Never been easier for anyone to unlock unbreakable creativity. It's just the best. Super easy to use. They have custom merch. You can easily sell custom merch and create a passive income stream. How about that? That's nice. Passive income stream. Design your products and production, inventory, and shipping. It's all handled for you, saving you time and money. They got the online store. How about an asset library? How about flexible website templates and a video collection? You have video content, they host it. Organize
Sounds
your
like
video library.
Almost everything you would ever need in a website provider.
Absolutely everything you'd ever need. And it's so easy to do. Dummies can do it. People that don't understand why protests go on can
People
create
like us.
websites. Yeah. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/hardfactor to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Remember, check out squarespace.com/hardfactor. Save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Do it. Do it now.
Nice. The Stanley Cups, they remind me of the old thermometers that you used to put in your mouth that had they have mercury, and like if
Death thermometers,
the
Yeah.
death thermometers, yeah, kind of the same.
But
Yeah,
that's
they
what they used
eventually got rid of those because they were wildly dangerous.
Insanely
they crack them
dangerous.
open, play with the mercury.
Any of you guys ever have a thermometer go up your ass? I have not.
Yeah,
Yeah, rectal.
You had a
when
rectal
you're
thermometer?
a kid.
You queers.
I rode rectal. You didn't ride rectal?
No.
I mean, definitely when you were a kid, you just didn't remember. But
Yeah. You don't
block
remember.
that out.
You blocked that.
yeah,
It went rectal, oral, earal, and
You guys
now
still do
you just
rectal?
you just
No.
shoot at your kid's forehead.
Yeah, just a laser.
you gotta get the laser. The laser is that's the best.
Right.
I used to fake sick all the time. Mark, what are you talking about?
All right,
man.
bend
I grew
over.
I grew up in a house with both a rectal and an oral thermometer. It looked very similar. It was always
yeah.
Confuse
it
those
was a Russian roulette.
They were the same one, Pat.
Yeah.
They were the mercury went right up your ass.
No, this is the rectal. This is the oral.
This thermometer tastes funny. All right.
Okay. Guys, did I ever tell you about the time I sent a very inappropriate email to my female boss back in 2009?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
DC job.
But remind us.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Accidental or on purpose?
It was accidental.
Okay.
But it was bad. I'll tell you about it. I'm gonna tease the audience. You have to stay tuned to hear it. But first, I'm gonna tell you about another dummy who sent a very inappropriate email to his female boss, and that dummy's name is Javon Thomas. I tried to find a picture of him, could not. Maybe Eric, you can find it. He works under San Francisco's District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, who you can see here. And Javon, according to his email signature, and the email I'm going to show you, is a victim's advocate on the critical incident team in the DA's office. So basically, you get maybe raped, you maybe get robbed, you go and you look and you don't have any money and you just have no one. This is where you go if you're a victim to get help and aid, right?
Okay. I've seen a lot of people at rock bottom who need help.
Yes, rock bottom. So he sounds like a stand-up guy, but back in 2018, guess what? According to the San Francisco Standard, which I read every morning, Jovan was sued by a woman who accused, again, victim advocate, so someone who's supposed to protect victims, Javon Thomas, of taking advantage of her sexually in the aftermath of a robbery and gang violence targeting her and her son. So I don't know if what I'm going to tell you is true about Javon because it was never proven, but if it is, he's a slimy fuck. So the woman says the victim in need of these services claimed that Thomas stroked her butt after meeting at the Bayview Victim Services office to discuss her case. Then he asked her to come to his home where they drank and he banged her. Now, I mean, inappropriate behavior, very inappropriate to be fucking your victims, right? Javon?
Yeah.
And
they're not his victims.
Right, but he's
Yet.
like he's the
When they
guy,
first
he's
show
like
up.
he's the person who victims are coming to.
Yes.
And then
to receive services. He's a case manager. She's assigned to him to get
Says,
services.
No. I love all my victims equally.
Yeah.
You said,
Right this way.
You said stroke
Wes-
the butt.
Stroked her butt.
Right.
Right,
How does that happen? What
What a
are the
move, huh?
economics of that?
Yeah.
more ways
Stroking
than
a-
one.
at the office. So someone comes in, right? Was assaulted.
Mhm.
How do you get to stroking a butt? Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
logistically,
Was it like
Well,
a
they wouldn't
3D
drink,
printer?
remember?
He was trying to get the memory of the curvature of the butt.
right? No, well, I get inviting her over to drink and bang. I get where that came. I'm talking about she shows up to the office. How do you get to where you can stroke a butt? Do you do it like you welcome the person in? Hey, how are you? Hug, stroke a butt.
Like a
Just
butt
be
tap
aggressive.
is different than a stroke, right? We're talking
It's like
about
maybe he
completely
thinks she's
different.
got bigger things on her mind, and then a butt stroke isn't that big of a deal because she just got robbed and
It's like a rub, right? Like a stroke
Right.
butt.
yeah,
That's
it's a
Like, this will
comfort
comfort her.
stroke.
This will
Yeah.
comfort her. I'm gonna
Exactly.
stroke her butt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stroke your butt and I'm gonna fuck you as we talk about your case, in which you're very
That's-
distraught about.
Is that
That's
one
pretty-
cheek or two? You think?
That's probably a one cheeker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what are they sitting side by side? What's his room?
He was
What's his
like
office?
showing her to the office, like, here, come help. I'm gonna help you
Oh.
come
Right.
to my
He's
office.
like he led her around. He like
There you go.
By the
directed her by the behind.
That's what I was
probably.
looking for.
Mhm.
And then
Keep
they
going
ended
this
up having
way.
sex
Keep
later
walking.
on. Was it consensual later on, or what's going
That's
on?
the thing.
her-
So I don't know. She says that she felt forced to continue this relationship. He banged her. He kept texting her, and she said that I felt coerced to continue the relationship because I didn't know if he was
Because
going to
he's-
continue to give me services if I
Right.
stopped fucking him. So she
Right.
sued him. She sued the Bayview victims office. She eventually dropped the case. The judge threw it out. Anyway, blah blah blah. He's
The
back.
guy's
Make-
stroking your butt in his office. 10 times out of 10, he's going to make a move on you when he invites you to his house.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did. He
course.
did. Yeah, when he
Apartment.
was like,
Apartment,
"Hey,
yeah.
I just stroked your butt. Now dinner and drinks
Probably.
in my apartment." Yes. Yeah.
That's what I do in
mean-
the office. This is what I do here.
Yeah,
He
right.
pulls down his pants. Yeah.
Right, we don't de-escalate at my apartment.
He turns the heat
No, I
up,
mean
yeah.
this is why there are boundaries, right? There's just got to be a boundary, in my opinion. Like people might say, "Well, if she went to his house," no, bro, you're an employee of the DA's office. She shouldn't have been at your house, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you got to have that boundary.
You have to have the boundary between the victim and someone giving the
He's
aid.
not supposed to fuck his clients. I'm sure he got in trouble, right? He's back at work, you're saying?
Well, they threw out the case, so he wasn't fired then. So he held his job. He's still a victim's advocate in the DA's office, but now he's in bigger trouble. Do you guys remember Matthew Shepard?
Of
He
course.
he was a gay college student, University of Wyoming. He was brutally tortured, tied to a fence post.
Laramie
killed
Project.
3 bigots, back in '98. Well, he's got apparently there's a stamp coming out to commemorate Matthew, and in the DA's office, I guess they were talking about this stamp coming out, and there's an event they were going to throw a party or something to commemorate it, and in that email chain, Javon had different things on his mind to discuss other than Matthew Shepard, so he wrote to the DA and the rest of his staff and his coworkers to the DA. He wrote, what color panties you have on.
Mm.
Oh,
That was
man,
what-
nothing gets him hornier than a hate
Dude.
crime.
It wasn't even
Yeah.
a full sentence. What color panties you have on? No punctuation.
What color panties you have on? And it says
Okay.
RE
It's right to
event
business.
commemorating Matthew Shepard. What color panties you have on?
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No question mark.
But Mark, if you look below, there's no indicator of his degree right in his signature line. So
Right.
That-
Not an
you
English.
know, what I mean, it doesn't say Javon Thomas, PhD.
Oh yeah, but if you have the
Or
letters,
Side-D.
if you include the letters, in my opinion, it's a little douchey.
Well, if
This
you
is an
include the letters,
example this is an example of a bad business email.
right? If you include the letters, will you also include the connector words in your sentence above? What color panties do you have on?
Yeah.
The
That's
people
what
with
I'm
the 5 titles, like every
And maybe a
certain
question mark.
afterwards. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that all the speculation was, hey, maybe
Is it a
he's-
period?
Hey, yeah.
It was a
That stamp's great and everything, but what color panties you got on?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. No, he was clearly trying to just text somebody's fucking.
That
Oh,
kid's
yeah.
dead, and you very much are alive with panties.
put it back
on
up.
right there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there wasn't a period. Damn.
No, no punctuation.
Why do you? It's clearly a question mark. Why do you email that? Who's he emailing with like that?
He's
Like, what is
emailing
it?
with directly with the DA herself.
I
and
get
he
that, but that's
CC'd
it's accidental.
everyone on the
CC everyone.
He CC'd them all
yeah,
Yeah.
see, SF,
Oh, Jenkins.
SFDA, everyone.
Everyone.
because
Fly all.
San
I
Francisco
could
DA's
Oh, no.
I could see if he was like a rascal, like not okay, obviously at all. But I could see if he was a rascal, like being a rascal and hitting her back one-on-one in the email thread. What color panties you have on?
Right.
Right, well-
That's what I thought too, Pat. I thought he was like bullshitting with somebody else, and then he hits reply all on accident, like back in the thread.
So
Worse
his
than the
excuse
Michael Scott
was-
email where he sent the email of them at the Bahamas to everyone where she was topless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is bad.
Oh
So his
yeah.
excuse was that
Yeah.
he wrote an apology email saying, "Hey, good afternoon, everyone." While texting back and forth with my fraternity brother, whom I was probably talking about the DA's ass with, I sent a very inappropriate email. I sincerely apologize. Please know this is not who I am as a person. I carry myself with respect and dignity. He was fired. Then they put out a statement being like, this guy was in no way involved in a relationship with the DA because some speculated that. Blah 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 blah. He's gone. But the only reason I brought up this whole story is so I could share with you guys and the listeners dumb email I wrote. And it was in 2009, and I had just started up my photography business. I was dating my son's mom at the time. She was pregnant with him, and she was helping me create a pamphlet for my business. And I worked at this staffing agency. I was one of only 5 people in the staffing agency, all females and me. And one of my boss, this woman Trisha, she had a friend who was getting married. And I was like, well, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to send you my little packet and you can send it to your friend and see if she wants to hire me for the wedding. And so here's the email I sent. I said, hey, Trisha, here's a packet you can show your friend in case she's curious about my services. Thanks, Wes. And here's what I sent to her. And Pat, can you read that for me?
Yeah, prior blah, blah,
To
blah,
my
Wes-
company name. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Prior, Wes was a cameraman, editor, producer, and writer for television and film. His work has been showcased on National Geographic, Discovery, Smithsonian, HGTV, and PBS. Following his recent move to Austin, Wes continued practicing his distinctive art of unique videography, which incorporates both film and documentary techniques, which he uses to create memorable wedding productions. Did I mention I have thick lips and I will use them on your cock?
Oh wow.
What?
Okay. Why did you,
You
have
wrote-
that on your
you-
website?
what?
Was that a joke?
Someone
It's
hacked you?
because I was giving my son's mom shit about her English because she's Chinese, and she was helping me write that paragraph, and she jokingly put that in there, and I didn't take it out before I sent it to my boss. So her
You lose the fantasy
response,
football league?
her response was, Wes, this looks great. I really like the testimonials too, because there was other stuff in the packet. I wish I knew about your services before my wedding. Trisha, by the way, you may want to reread the last sentence of your biography.
No.
So I wrote back like, oh, I'm fired. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. This
My
big
lips aren't even
explanation.
that thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Way
know.
thinner than you think, actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, pretty thick.
obviously a mistake.
Yeah.
I was hacked.
That was
like
in
when
there
you-
before. Before I
You sent a
put
photo.
my stuff in.
You sent a photo of your shit to a girl named Colin who I was working on a movie with.
Yes,
I
you
did.
did. Because you thought it was our buddy Colin.
Insane accidental emails.
You just sent her
Yeah.
your shit.
I know.
Who is Wes Shepard? I heard from the other room.
And why are his dumps so huge?
What are the three bears?
Well, I just took a new picture of a new 3 bears I created. I was gonna send it to you guys.
What?
Oh shit!
One
You're
email
gonna
lesson.
You're gonna start the third thread up.
Yeah,
again?
I was.
One email lesson. Wes's subject was LeBron! Exclamation point. That was just shit.
I knew I was gonna get the sports guys with that one.
I was like, what did LeBron do now? Oh my god.
Anyway, mistakes are made. That guy got fired. Luckily, I did not get fired. And now we're all working together here as freelancers. And if you're a freelancer like we are, you probably dread the back office work that comes with it, right? A lot of time doing bullshit other than what you're truly passionate about. And with tax season around the corner, you're adding even more bullshit to your plate. With Collective, you can focus on growing your business of one while letting their tax experts focus on your accounting and bookkeeping. Because let's face it, you're probably doing a horrible job because you're a big dumb and are missing out on a lot of money right in front of your face. It's not your fault. You're not a tax expert. So let the experts at Collective take care of it for you. Collective is the all-in-one financial solution for self-employed entrepreneurs that lets you focus on your passion, not your paperwork. Collective specializes in S-Corps, a tax election that saves its members an average of $10,000 a year. So if your business of one is making at least $60,000 in profit annually, you could be missing out on tens of thousands in tax savings every year. The earlier you elect in 2024, the more money you could put back in your pocket. So seriously, give them a shout. And for a limited time, Collective is waiving the onboarding fee when you go to collective.com/hardfactor and tell them Hard Factor sent you. That's $199 value for free. When you go to collective.com/hardfactor, tell them Hard Factor sent you. Collective.com/hardfactor, tell them Hard Factor sent you.
Willie, why don't you pop in there?
Oh, you want me to go? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. A bit of bad news, but then good news after that. So on top of Trump Biden 2, which I know is not everybody's favorite election, statistically speaking. And then now this new like southern border standoff thing we got going on. What's that?
So I'm a fan of both of them.
Oh, you
like to have dinner with those guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. Both sides. Yeah. So, on top of that, impending election and this southern border standoff we got going on at the federal level right now, Congress, White House, state of Texas. Now, the impending war with Iran, which is always kind of hanging out there, is back in play yet again. This time it's in the form of 3 U.S. service members that were killed in Jordan, with 34 more being injured during what's being called a suicide drone attack. And this is the 159th attack on U.S. forces in the Middle East since the war in Israel and Gaza broke out in October. So taking it to the internet, this Josh Rogan tweets, Tower 22, the U.S. base in northeast Jordan, where 3 American troops were just killed, overlooks a Syrian refugee camp called Rukban, where 1,500 people have been living for years, or 15,000 people have been living for years. It's also near the Al-Tanf garrison, which is where a couple hundred U.S. troops are based.
Syrian border, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's right. It's in what's that? Northeast Jordan, right next to the Iraq and Syrian border, right? So it's he's saying it's a crucial node between Iraq and Syria that Iranian militias have long sought control over. And then, it was Iranian-backed suicide drone attack, I guess, on the base. So with thousands of U.S. service members still actively deployed in the Middle East currently, and all of that going on, it's a bit of a powder cake, you might say. And President Biden has said we shall respond on Sunday, after saying 16 days before that Iran knew not to do anything. So hard to know exactly what happens next, but it's probably not sunshine and rainbows over there in the Middle East. Rest in peace, the 3 so far unnamed members.
Terrible.
Pretty what? You look up and see if their identities have been released.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
This is horrible. But I'll tell you what, it makes me even more freaked out that Trump might be in office because of the people that he hires. Like at least Biden, whoever's got in office, has some sort of sort of foreign policy
with Biden behind the wheel because he's major wars have started under him than Trump.
No, I mean major. Yeah, I mean American politicians start major wars. My concern
Trump didn't
is
have any, did he?
My concern is the is an overreaction, but not funny at all. But how mad are Japanese World War II era soldiers up in hell when they're hearing about these suicide drone attacks? They're doing it with drones,
right? Yeah,
they're doing the attacks with drones.
It's just a drone that.
Anyone in there?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right. No, it's horrible. It's horrible all around.
Can be used for bad as well. Yeah.
Pat bringing it full circle, horrible for the kamikazes as well in the afterlife. So with another potential gigantic international conflict on the horizon, let's turn our eyes to the skies.
Do the drones get the 40 virgins?
What's that?
Do the drones get the 40 virgins?
It's a different religion, but yeah, I think
or
so.
If they're Islamic, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I was going back to Iran.
Yeah.
Iranian drones,
I don't know.
do they get the virgins?
Can a robot be religious? Maybe
I don't
so.
know.
It
Then
can
it could
fuck
get the
40
virgin.
virgins better than a dude can, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, a lot more stamina. But good news, guys. Turns out if we have to leave planet Earth, if there's going to be, World War III or whatever, no names yet. On the three U.S. troops who were killed and then the 30 plus injured. But yeah, so if we do have to leave this rock, turns out Mars, the closest planet to us, actually has a lot more water than people thought. So it's near the equator too, which is like where you can land a spaceship. So new scans of
there's probably a whole race of people up there that don't want us to come.
Well, they're probably long dead by now because new scans of the
surface. Yeah.
No, they're dead because you'll hear. New scans of the Mars' satellite have confirmed that the ice sheet on the Medusa Fossae formation is thicker than originally thought, up to 4 miles thick and enough to fill an entire Martian ocean that used to sit on top of it. It's the equivalent of as much water in the Red Sea on Earth, but Mars is half the size of Earth, so it's a pretty big ocean.
Should be a piece of cake then.
Right? Just get up there and then mine the ice and then get it out there and then make the ocean. Also, the Perseverance rover that landed on Mars in 2021 is collecting soil samples at the Jezero crater, which is also near the Martian equator. So you could potentially land there and make it a site. And it used to have a giant lake on top of it. So, they're looking for signs of life that may exist. Also, all this old ice that's being found near the equator, basically finding out that, Mars would have enough ice that you could mine out to make water for a colony. So that's cool.
Speaking of space, Johnny Sins is trying to do a porno in space. And we had a great text thread this weekend when we came up with about 60 fake porn names for space.
Yeah, I sent him a DM to try to. We're gonna try to get him on the show to talk about that, and then we can
read him the list of names.
Read him the list, yeah.
Nice.
Lions 21, 49-7.
Yeah.
In Stella was my favorite. Margot's growing.
In Stella,
In Stella. All right, real quick, guys.
Sigourney Beaver.
Sigourney Beaver is good. A new type of superhero has arisen in northern Italy, and it's not the type of superhero that magically makes the legal definition of groping 5 seconds instead of the current 10-second rule that constitutes sexual assault. No, this superhero is more controversial, and they're named after the brand of tool they use. And I'm talking about Fleximan, who uses an angle grinder to cut down speed cameras in Italy. And Fleximan has taken down at least 15 speed cameras across the country.
So these are cameras that catch you speeding?
Exactly. They catch you speeding. They clock your speed, get your license plate.
He destroys them.
I thought it's a flexible is the term in Italy, which translates to flexible.
Flexi or something.
Yeah, or no, it's the angle grinder. It also could be the
and he leaves
brand,
a sign.
right?
It's a saw that makes a lot of sparks when you cut metal.
Fleximan is coming. Yeah, he leaves a sign. It could be Fleximen, honestly. One northern Italy town arrested a 50-year-old. A famous street artist has been putting up murals with Uma Thurman from Kill Bill, except she's holding a speed camera that had been chopped down.
Does he steal the cameras too, or just cut them
no,
down?
Just puts them out of commission. But look, here's the deal.
Yeah, they just won't be catching any speeders.
That's awesome.
Italy has the highest number of, lowest number of gropers now with the 10-second rule, but road deaths in the entire continent. They also have the highest number of speed cameras because of the insane amount of road deaths they have. So a lot of people are like, yeah, okay, cool, get it. But we have this other problem that this is trying to address. And it's that we kill people on the roads because we go so fast because we're Italians. And we don't give a
Right,
shit.
but freedom though, because you can't be videotaped all the time.
There you go. They have 11,000 speed cameras, which is a third more than UK, 3 times as many as Germany, which has more people. So to give you an idea, but then they also have the Autobahn. Anyway, that's the show. Get out there. Have yourself a great fucking day.